Hey everybody, my name is Reen Kasalkar and I am your instructor for MIS 310, and I wanted to take just a few minutes to introduce myself and show you some of the key pieces of the course. First of all, as I mentioned, my name is Reen. I've been teaching at Metro State for almost 4 years now. I have taught MIS 310 3 times, and prior to that I taught MIS 100 several times. Professionally, I am a MIS manager at Hennepin County in resident and real estate services. I have more than 20 years experience working in information technology, and during that time I've worked for companies like Target, Best Buy, Accenture, Avanade, Microsoft, Marquette University. I've worked with several companies. I've worked on large deployments, small deployments, and I've had almost every position in information technology, including project manager, business analyst, technical architect, system administrator, support desk. I've done all of those positions. I have not been a developer, but I've worked on hundreds of development projects. So I enjoy this course. I enjoy having the conversations with you about what's really going on in the course and the textbook and the readings and what's really happening in the real world. I like to bring some real world perspective to some of the things that we are going to study. Let's just take a quick look at the course. And I should mention that this semester I am teaching the course using material that was put together by Dr. David Bond from Metropolitan State. And one of the things he did this semester is he put together the course content for all of us so that we can make sure that there's a consistent learning experience across all of the MIS sections at Metro State. We're all teaching the same thing. So whether you have me for MIS 310 or one of the other instructors for MIS 310, we're all teaching the same thing based on the content that was put together by Dr. Bond. So some of the things you'll read I didn't write, but I will guide you through it and I will be able to help you. In fact, that's what I'm here to do. So let's just take a quick look. Let's go in D2L, go to MIS 310 52, Principles of Management Information Systems. Excuse me, all of the information that you need is found on the right hand side under Content Browser. And we are going to take a look at course information, and quickly we'll take a look at the course overview. And I'm not going to read the whole thing, but one of the things I did want to point out to you is that essentially this course is to introduce you to MIS as an engineering-like discipline, right? So there's a lot of thought and methodology that goes into implementing an information system or a technology system. But we are also going to focus on social science factors such as roles and responsibilities of project teams, the methodologies that they follow, how the teams work together, how they work with the business, basically strategically, how do all these teams come together to finally implement an information system. That is really what we want to focus on for this course, so that by the time you leave the course you'll have a good understanding of how to take something from an idea all the way through to a technology implementation, and the different roles and responsibilities and the work that you need to do with business in order to get it done. It's not as simple as just going to a technology fair, finding some cool new technology, maybe even something in the cloud, and then coming back to your company and saying, hey, we're going to implement this. That happens. Oftentimes those are the projects that fail. We're going to talk about what it really takes to make projects successful. And again, over my 20 years, I've worked on hundreds and hundreds of projects, literally thousands of hours. I've seen projects that are good, and I've seen projects that aren't. So I'm going to bring that perspective to you as we go through this course. All right, let's go back, and you can read the rest of that overview. Let's take a look at the syllabus real quick. And in the syllabus, again, my name is Reen Kasalkar. This is MIS 310. My email address is right there. However, the best way to get in touch with me is through the discussion forums inside of D2L. My office hours, or my office, I'm only available online, but I will log into D2L every night at 9 p.m. and I update grades every Sunday morning. So most of our assignments are due Saturday night, and then I update grades on Sunday morning. So the best way to catch me is online. And prerequisite for this course is MIS 100, and I trust that all of you have had that. If you didn't, this course will be difficult. And the textbook for this course is Business Driven Information Systems, 4th edition. And this year what we're doing is we are not going to use the online component from the publishing company for our quizzes. So I believe it was called Connect. We're not going to use Connect for our quizzes. So when you buy your book, you do not have to buy a Connect license. In fact, because we're doing everything within D2L, including the quizzes, you can buy a used book if you would like. It'll save you some money. Dr. Bond and the rest of the instructors wanted to design this course this year so that it'll save you money. And I know money's tight, right? So that's a good thing. So you can pick up a used copy of the book if you'd like. You do not need a Connect license this year. That's a really good thing. The rest of the readings are basically case studies and videos. We will have links to those in D2L. And then the third required reading is really just reading the message boards, discussion boards, and participating in D2L. And you'll be graded on your participation as well, so make sure you're doing that. I'm going to skip objectives for now. You can read that if you like. I'm going to come down to assignments and percentages. I know that's what you all want to know about anyway, right? All right, so first item, the interview with the IT professional. And that interview with the IT professional is 4% of your final grade. An interview with IT professional is one where you need to find an IT professional. It can be someone who works on service desk. It could be a project manager, a business analyst, an IT manager. It is best if it's someone who works on the technology side of the house. Some people have done business in the past, like a business manager. It's a little bit harder to do that. And the reason you want to find someone who works with IT systems or information systems is because those are going to be the candidates to see what might be the best project for our post-implementation review. And the post-implementation review is going to be half of your grade. So even though this interview with an IT professional is only 4% of your grade, you'll really want to put some time into this because it's going to set you up for success when we do the post-implementation review. Next, 2% of your final grade are administrative assignments. Those are just some things to get you used to the course and make sure we're getting things done. A big one, 25% of your final grade will be quizzes. I believe there are 12 quizzes, and before you panic, don't worry about it because I will let you take each quiz 3 times. The quizzes are in D2L. You can take each quiz 3 times. Each quiz is approximately 20 questions, and what will happen is out of the 3 attempts, we will take your highest score and enter that into the grade book. And in addition to that, you have 90 minutes. And the one thing I will tell you though is make sure you take the quizzes on time because I do not accept late assignments. And even though missing 1 or 2 quizzes isn't going to drastically reduce your grade, if you are late constantly and you don't get any points because I don't accept late assignments, that could have a significant impact on your grade if it's a habit. So 1 or 2 assignments you miss, you're not going to be able to make those up, but don't sweat it. If it becomes a habit and you miss a lot of assignments, then you have a problem because I'm not going to let you make those up. So get your work done on time. It's pretty simple. This course isn't that difficult as long as you keep up. Tutorial assignments. There are 5 tutorial assignments. These are similar to the assignments that you did in MIS 100. So essentially they're in Microsoft. Most of them are in Excel, and I think 1, maybe 2 are in Access. But they're only 5. They're relatively easy. And when I can, I will provide some instructional videos. If not, the written instructions are really good. Again, just make sure you hand in those tutorial assignments on time because overall they're 20% of your grade and I don't accept late work. Participation is 5% of your final grade, and essentially participation includes going into D2L, onto the discussion boards, starting a conversation about the case studies or responding to a conversation or a thread that's already out there. So make sure you participate. It is 5% of your grade. It's easy, 5%. You should be doing that anyway. And now the big one, 50% of your grade or almost 50% of your grade, is the post-implementation review, and that is a team assignment. So for that one, I'm actually going to divide you into teams. They're virtual teams because this is an online course. So you will have to contact each other through email, through D2L, Google Hangout, whatever works best for you. You will have to contact each other, and you will have to work on your post-implementation review together. Now, I will take the work that you submitted and tell you if the project you want to review is a good one, a good candidate or not. The reason we call it a post-implementation review is because it's best to do a review of a project that has already been completed. A lot of times students are talking to an IT professional. They find out the IT professional is working on something hot right now. That's where the IT professional's focus is, and then the student thinks that would be a great post-implementation review. It's really not, because some of these implementations can take months. Right now I'm working with a team that's been working on implementing a system for 7 years, right? Imagine if you were waiting to do post-implementation review on that. It wouldn't happen. You wouldn't get a good grade. So it's best to pick something that's already been implemented. I will help you find that, and part of that will come out of the interview with IT professionals. And then you're working on a team. There are two pieces to this. Each of these post-implementation review assignments is approximately 8 to 9% of your grade. And then there's also a peer review where you review the other members of your team and they review you to make sure that everybody's participating. And if you get a poor score on your peer review, it will reflect poorly on your final grade. So make sure that you're participating. Make sure you're carrying your weight. Make sure you're checking in with your team. It's just like in real world when you're working in an IT project, right? Project manager assigns you something, but you need to stay in contact with the project manager and the rest of the team to make sure you're working together to get things done. Otherwise, your project may fail. Same thing is true on the post-implementation review. You really need to work together as a team. But as long as you're checking in, doing what you need to be doing, and working with your team, you should be okay. So don't sweat it too much. Just make sure that you get it done with your team, and make sure you get it done on time. All right, let's jump down to a couple of other things that I like to call out. First of all, incompletes. In my courses, I do not give incompletes for any reason. So you need to complete the course, or drop the course, or take the grade that you've earned. And I've had a few who have dropped. Most have completed, and there are a few who didn't complete, but they still earned enough points to get a passing grade. Either way, it's up to you, but I just tell you this over and over and over again because I will not issue an incomplete. I know things happen. I know there are tragedies and things that happen in life with families and what have you. But that's your decision whether you want to take an incomplete, or I'm sorry, whether you want to complete the course or withdraw, but the incomplete's not an option. All right, just want to call that out. And then late work, I expect all assignments submitted on their due date, and I do not accept late work. Due dates are typically Saturday night at midnight, and then I grade papers on Sunday morning. So, and again, quizzes, you have 3 chances to get them done. It's easy to rack up points in my class as long as you do the work on time. So just please do the work on time. just make it easy on yourself and do the work on time, because I'm not going to accept late work. Not if your dog had to go to the vet, not if your house caught on fire, not if you had to go to a funeral. I know those things happen. They happen to all of us, right? But if something like that happens to you, just take a 0 on the assignment and move on with your life, right? Because that 1 0 is not going to affect your overall grade. But if you're getting 0 after 0 after 0 because you keep missing the deadlines, that's going to have an impact on your grade. So easy to get a good grade, easy if you get your work done on time, and no excuses, just get it done. All right, I know that sounds rough, but that's what 20 years working in IT does to you, right? All right, let's see here. You can read through the rest of this. Let me show you just a couple of other things. This video is already getting longer than I wanted. Once I start recording, I usually ramble on a bit too much. So we did the course overview, course syllabus, course schedule. The course schedule, I have everything broken down into modules. and then you will see the lesson or the reading, the assignments that are due at the beginning of the module, which I don't worry too much about the assignments due at the beginning of the module. I really want to make sure that you have everything due by the end of the module. So if you see something here that's due at the beginning, don't sweat the date on that, as long as you meet the date at the end of the module. So for example, in this one, obtain a course textbook and establish access to the course. Dr. Bond would like to have that done at the beginning of the module so you can do the exercises. I'm realistic on that. I understand you might not have it done until the end of the module, which would be 827. So if that was something I were grading you on, I would expect it done by the end of the module, which is 827. Now, a really easy way to see exactly what's due and where the resources are is within this course schedule. Just click on the module that we're working on, and it'll take you to a page that goes more in depth regarding the module, as well as the assignments and links to all the material that you need access to, right? So for example, over on the right hand side where it says assignments due by the end of this module, assignment 1, treasure hunt. If I want to know exactly what the treasure hunt is, or to see if there are any forms or downloads or videos or case studies, I just click on it and it'll tell me everything I need to know to complete the treasure hunt. It's really basic. Just follow those links, and the best links in this course again are under course information and course modules. In fact, let me show you another way to get there. From here you can just click right on course modules. I went to it through the schedule. They both take you to the same place and give you the same information. So that's pretty basic. And what else? We covered the modules, and then there's just some additional detail on course assignments and course readings, and every once in a while I will add a link for you. So everything you need is right there, and if you're not sure, just ask a question in D2L. Most of the time someone's already found it and they can answer your question quickly. So that's it for the MIS 310 overview. Go ahead and start working on module number 1 and take the syllabus quiz. And remember, get your work done on time. And the PIR, post-implementation review, is half of your grade. So that's really where we're going to spend a lot of time this semester. But I'm looking forward to working with you. It's going to be fun. And by the time we're finished, I hope I might convert some of you into MIS majors or IT majors. I love to help people get into IT careers. In fact, we'll talk about those through this course. We'll talk about different roles and responsibilities. I like to use one example of the role of business analyst. A lot of MIS students who are new don't even realize that exists, right? And a business analyst is someone who could actually work in an organization, not necessarily know a lot about technology, and still get a job in the MIS field, earning anywhere from $60,000 all the way up to $90,000, right? So there's some really good jobs out there in IT, and some of them don't even require a lot of technology experience. I love to talk about those. I love to help you find them. I've had a lot of my students who have been interested in going into either project management or become a business analyst, and I've had a few that want to become programmers or network people as well. I'll talk about any of that stuff with you, and also I'll talk about the business side, because in some of the companies I've worked with, when you do an IT project right, it should support a business strategy or a business need, and I'm really big on making sure that IT projects and technology projects are done to support business strategy. So we'll get into all that. No need to do it tonight or today or whenever you're watching this video. If you have any questions or comments, just post a comment on the discussion board and I will get back to you. I check those every night at 9 p.m. So look forward to working with you. Thanks, everybody.